The golden morning sun rises over the wide, green meadow, painting the sky with soft orange and pink hues. A gentle breeze carries the scent of fresh flowers, making the colorful petals dance in the wind. Birds sing from the treetops, and a small brook glistens as it winds through the grass. Oliver the gnome steps outside his cozy mushroom house, stretching his arms and breathing in the fresh air. His bright red hat stands tall on his head, and his bushy beard sways slightly as he moves. Near a large oak tree, Benjamin Bunny hops in circles, his fluffy tail twitching with excitement. The morning is peaceful, but both friends know that adventure always finds them when they least expect it. As Oliver and Benjamin explore the meadow, something unusual catches Benjamin's eye near the roots of an old tree. A piece of parchment, slightly crumpled and covered in dust, is wedged between the gnarled roots. Curious, Oliver carefully pulls it out and unrolls it. The parchment crackles as he spreads it open on a flat rock. It's an old map. Faded ink marks trails leading through dense forests, crossing rivers, and winding through hills. At the center, a large X is drawn, signaling something important. Oliver strokes his beard thoughtfully, while Benjamin's ears perk up with excitement. What could the map lead to? Determined to uncover the mystery, Oliver and Benjamin rush to prepare for their journey. Oliver gathers supplies, some nuts and berries, a small magnifying glass, and a sturdy rope, stuffing them into a tiny satchel. Benjamin, excited but practical, wraps a scarf around his neck and ties a little bundle of food to his back. Before leaving, they take one last look at their cozy meadow. The flowers sway gently, the birds chirp, and the brook glistens. The adventure ahead is unknown, but that makes it even more exciting. With a final nod, they take their first steps onto the narrow path leading into the woods. As Oliver and Benjamin step into the forest, the towering trees close around them, their thick branches forming a leafy tunnel overhead. The forest hums with the sounds of rustling leaves, distant bird calls, and the occasional creak of tree trunks swaying in the wind. Sunlight pierces through the gaps, creating dancing patterns on the ground. The deeper they go, the quieter it gets. The air is thick with the scent of moss and damp earth. A strange whispering sound floats through the trees, as if the forest itself is speaking in hushed tones. Oliver and Benjamin exchange glances, their excitement growing. As they follow the map deeper into the forest, Oliver and Benjamin suddenly stop at the edge of a wide, rushing river. The water moves quickly, bubbling over rocks and fallen logs. There is no bridge, and the only way across seems to be a slippery log resting between two boulders. Oliver rubs his chin in thought. Benjamin, ever the brave one, carefully hops onto the log. It wobbles slightly, making his ears stand up straight. Oliver follows, balancing with his arms spread wide. Halfway across, a gust of wind shakes the log, and Benjamin nearly slips. After safely crossing the river, Oliver and Benjamin spot something unusual, a dark opening in the side of a mossy hill. It looks like a cave, hidden behind thick vines. The map shows a marking right around this spot, making their curiosity grow. Carefully, Oliver pushes aside the vines, revealing the entrance. The cave is dimly lit, with glowing mushrooms dotting the walls. Strange symbols are carved into the stone, and a faint humming sound echoes from deep inside. Benjamin's nose twitches as he sniffs the air. Could this cave be part of their mysterious journey? As Oliver and Benjamin step cautiously into the cave, their footsteps echo against the rocky walls. The glow from the mushrooms casts eerie shadows, making the carvings on the stone look like they are moving. The humming sound gets louder, sending shivers down Benjamin's fluffy tail. Suddenly, Oliver stops and kneels down. In the soft dirt, he spots footprints, small but not like any animal he recognizes. They look old, as if someone or something walked through here long ago. The map shows a hidden path inside the cave. What could be waiting for them ahead? The tunnel splits into two paths. One looks dark and narrow, with twisted roots hanging from the ceiling. The other glows faintly, as if something magical lies ahead. Oliver studies the map, tracing his finger along the faded ink. The correct path must be the glowing one. Taking a deep breath, they follow the soft light. The ground feels uneven beneath their feet, and the air smells of damp moss. Strange whispering sounds echo in the distance, making the cave feel alive. After walking for a while, they enter a large chamber with a high ceiling. Stalactites hang like frozen icicles, and a small underground pond shimmers in the dim light. At the center of the room stands an ancient stone pedestal, covered in vines. Something shiny is wedged between the cracks. Oliver carefully steps forward and brushes away the vines, revealing a small, golden key. It looks important, but what does it unlock? Benjamin's nose twitches with curiosity. They tuck the key safely into Oliver's satchel and continue onward. As Oliver and Benjamin turn to leave, the ground rumbles beneath them. Loose rocks tumble from the ceiling, shaking the cave walls. A loud crack echoes as part of the tunnel behind them collapses, blocking the way they came. Dust fills the air, and Benjamin's ears droop with worry. They are trapped. But Oliver, always thinking, pulls out the map again. There must be another way out. He spots a faint marking, an exit deep within the cave. Following the map, they find a narrow tunnel hidden behind a cluster of stalagmites. It's dark and winding, barely wide enough for them to squeeze through. The air smells of damp earth, and tiny glowing insects dart around, lighting the way. Oliver holds onto the rough rock wall as he moves forward, while Benjamin hops carefully behind. They must be close to the exit, but what will they find on the other side? After crawling through the tunnel, they finally step out into the open. But this isn't the forest they left behind. They find themselves in a hidden valley, surrounded by towering cliffs covered in thick green moss. A waterfall cascades down one side, forming a crystal-clear pool. The valley is untouched, as if time has forgotten it. A wooden bridge stretches across the water, leading to something in the distance, an ancient stone door set into the rock face. Oliver's eyes widen. Could this be the place marked on the map? Oliver and Benjamin cross the wooden bridge, their footsteps echoing softly. As they approach the massive stone door, they notice strange carvings on its surface. A keyhole is set into the center. Oliver reaches into his satchel and pulls out the golden key they found earlier. His hands tremble with excitement as he carefully inserts it into the lock. With a deep click, the door begins to rumble. Beyond the stone door lies a grand chamber filled with ancient treasures. Shelves carved from stone hold dusty old books, shimmering gemstones, and delicate golden trinkets. At the center of the room, resting on a pedestal, sits a beautifully carved wooden box. Oliver and Benjamin carefully lift the lid. Inside, they find an old scroll wrapped in silk. The parchment is covered in elegant writing, but it's written in a language neither of them can understand. What secrets does it hold? Oliver gently unrolls the scroll, his fingers tracing the strange symbols written in golden ink. The language is ancient, but the drawings along the edges seem to tell a story. It speaks of a hidden power, something lost long ago and waiting to be found. Benjamin leans in, his nose twitching. Among the symbols, there is a familiar shape, the same emblem carved on the stone door. Could this scroll be the key to unlocking something even greater? Suddenly, a low rumbling shakes the chamber. The symbols on the scroll begin to glow, casting golden light on the walls. Then, from the shadows, something stirs. A stone figure, half buried in the dust, slowly rises. It is a guardian, a creature carved from rock with glowing emerald eyes. It stretches its limbs, shaking off centuries of stillness. Oliver and Benjamin freeze. Has their discovery awakened something powerful? The guardian moves with heavy, deliberate steps, its gaze fixed on Oliver and Benjamin. Slowly, it lifts one massive hand and points toward the scroll. Then, the carvings on the walls begin to shift, forming a puzzle of twisting patterns. Oliver understands. They must solve the puzzle to prove they are worthy. He studies the glowing symbols, matching them with those on the scroll. With each correct move, the guardian nods in approval. But if they make a mistake, the chamber rumbles with warning. With the final symbol placed correctly, the chamber glows brightly. The guardian steps aside, revealing a hidden compartment in the stone pedestal. Inside lies a small, shimmering crystal, pulsing with soft blue light. It is unlike anything Oliver and Benjamin have ever seen. Oliver carefully lifts the crystal, feeling warmth radiating from within. This must be what the map was leading them to. But what is its purpose? As they stare in wonder, the guardian slowly returns to stone, its task complete. With the treasure secured, Oliver and Benjamin hurry back toward the valley. The ground begins to tremble once more. The cave is collapsing. Rocks tumble from above, and cracks form in the stone walls. They must escape quickly. Dodging falling debris, they sprint toward the tunnel, their path lit only by the glowing crystal. As they reach the entrance, the last section of the cave crumbles behind them, sealing away the ancient chamber forever. Finally outside, Oliver and Benjamin take deep breaths of the fresh valley air. The morning sun rises, casting golden light over the cliffs and waterfall. In Oliver's hands, the crystal continues to glow softly. They may have found the treasure, but its true purpose remains unknown. What magic does it hold? Where will it lead them next? As they step back onto the forest path, one thing is certain: their adventure is far from over.